towards him. Senna is in second. Up comes one of the Ferraris. Caffey is in third position, and Riccardo Patrese has done what he needed to do. He's got away first, and that gives him a tremendous advantage. And look at the lead he's pulled out already. Now, the McLarens were having hesitation problems with their engines this morning, and they were throwing out oil. Caffey is in third place, Berger is fourth, Prost is in fifth, and Nigel Mansell is in eighth position. He has gained 4 places.
As Berger challenges and makes it past Alex Caffey, so Berger moves up into third place.
Here is the race leader, Riccardo Patrese, Ayrton Senna second, Berger in third. Then there's a gap of about 4.5 seconds, and now Prost is through. Yes, Alain Prost moves ahead of Caffey and up into fourth position.
As Nannini goes into the pits in the Benetton, and it may just be a routine tyre change, because I was about to tell you, I've noticed that the lap times have slowed down a bit. It is only a tyre change. There he goes, good quick change. And that can only mean, because the fuel load is lightening and the car should be going steadily faster and faster, the pace at the front is not as quick as it was 5 laps ago, and that means that the tyres are struggling a little bit already.
And meantime, Derek Warwick is catching Mansell, because Boutsen and Mansell being held up by Alex Caffey. Now, Mansell is trying to take Boutsen on lap 16 out of 77. Patrese leads Senna by 1.5 seconds. Senna is half a second ahead of Berger third. Prost is 2 seconds behind Berger in fourth position. You're looking at the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th between Caffey, Boutsen and Mansell. Nigel Mansell has got ahead of Thierry Boutsen, up into 6th position and is in the points. And Nigel Mansell goes through in 5th position ahead of Caffey. Nigel Mansell now has got 17 seconds between himself and Prost.
Well, let's hope we get at least a replay, and yes we do. Mansell outpowered him on the second longest straight on the circuit, nipped across in Van der Ven. In fact, by the time they got to the start-finish line here, Mansell had got a very big lead indeed. So it's somewhere the half distance, and fastest lap goes to Nigel Mansell, who is absolutely flying now. He's lapping 2 seconds, over 2 seconds faster than the leaders. The gap has gone in that last lap from 15.7 seconds down to 13.5. So 2.2 seconds he's pulled on the leading group. And at that rate, he's not going to take a huge amount of time to catch them, and he's got a nice clear road on which to do it. There's somebody going in, and it's Berger. So Berger goes for the pits, and I think Prost will go next lap. I'm sure that would be the right thing to do, to try and get a good change, get onto the fresh rubber before the others.
There, going through is car 27, the famous number, the famous driver, Britain's Nigel Mansell in the Ferrari, 4 seconds only behind Alain Prost. The gap has come down from 16 to 4. Williams, McLaren. Now, Nigel Mansell should be next, and he's passed Derek Warwick, and is now less than 3 seconds behind Alain Prost, lapping in 1:25.7 compared with 1:26.1 for all the 3 cars in front of him. There are the first 4: Patrese, Senna, Prost and Mansell.
And Prost the closest he's been for the whole race to Ayrton Senna. In fact, the leading 3 have concertinaed up, and we're getting very, very close to half distance in the race. I must say it's a bit of a surprise to me that none of these leading 4 have yet been into the pits for tyres, and it may well be, remember, that tyre decisions, the final decisions, are taken during the race. Now, before the race, the leading teams were saying that they thought they'd have to make a tyre stop, but of course they can look at the wear of other people's tyres. Goodyear makes the information available to them, and so of course to Pirelli, how the wear has been and how the tyres look that have come off other cars, and that helps them, and decisions can change during the race. And I would have thought that if they were going to make stops, they should have done it by now.
And the first 4 are catching to lap. Martin Brundle there. Now, Martin is an experienced driver. He is the world champion sports prototype driver of 1988. In his Brabham Judd, he will see this battle for the lead bearing down on him, and he will see Mansell going through and taking 3rd position from Alain Prost. Nigel Mansell in the V12 Ferrari goes up into 3rd place. Now, can he do the same thing to Ayrton Senna?
and you saw how Mansell did that. He was much quicker through the downhill, that corner there that they're just exiting. He gained all his momentum, and the momentum that he had carried him past Alain Prost. Tremendous piece of driving by Mansell, because he judged the run at Prost just perfectly. He had to get the run through the previous corner and then make his play on the straight, and he did it to absolute perfection. Tremendous stuff by Mansell.
Riccardo Patrese, with the prospect of his third Grand Prix win in front of him, is certainly not going to give up lightly. Jonathan Palmer going into the pits, and Senna goes for it. He goes through. Ayrton Senna takes the lead on the 52nd lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Patrese was just slightly off his mark there, and now Mansell is going to do the same thing. No, he's not. He has to hang back, forces his way through. Patrese has lost 2 places in almost the time he takes to say it.
Look at Mansell climbing all over the back of Ayrton Senna, and believe you me, Alain Prost will be cheering like mad from his cockpit for Mansell, and he'd rather finish third with Senna second than second with Senna first. Look at Mansell climbing, but he's not going to help him now, as Senna will power away with the Honda engine.
There is the new race leader, Ayrton Senna, with the V12 Ferrari behind him, completing another lap, completing the 54th lap in this 77-lap race. Nigel Mansell still got plenty of time to come to grips with Senna. Senna's still got plenty of time to pull away from Nigel Mansell. Mansell harrying him. Look at it now. Mansell is closer now than he's ever been at this point. This is the Ferrari's opportunity to pull out of the slipstream of the McLaren and go through. Senna gets his foot down. This is where the superior Honda power takes over, and Mansell is not going to make it for another lap. And there is Gerhard Berger, who will drive for McLaren next year, walking in, having yet again, for the 10th time this year in 10 races, having failed to score a World Championship point, and Mansell goes through. Oh, fantastic! Nigel Mansell, as he and Senna come up to pass the Onyx, takes the lead.
And here we see it again, less than a lap after we said that a back marker could be what Nigel moves. A tremendous opportunity in driving, because he didn't have long to think about that. He had to get round Senna as well. He had the momentum, Senna had to lift.
So Nigel Mansell, who finished second in the French Grand Prix, having started from the pit lane, is showing every sign of winning the Hungarian Grand Prix, having started 12th on the grid. He's now 4.5 seconds and much faster ahead of Ayrton Senna, 1:23.6 compared with 1:24.5. Into the last lap, just 2.5 miles between Nigel Mansell and the checkered flag.
And really a magnificent drive by Nigel Mansell. I'm sure he'll look back on this as one of the best of his career. The Ferrari has worked beautifully for him, but he was given an awful lot of work to do, starting 12th on the grid. He was patient where it mattered in the early part of the race, and then he just went quicker and quicker. And a superb win for Nigel Mansell and Ferrari.
Yes, over the line goes Nigel Mansell for his second Ferrari victory of 1989, as Ayrton Senna approaches in second position.
Well, I made my mind up on the start that I had to make 4 or 5 cars up on the start, and I got a beautiful start, and I went round the outside on the first corner, and I think I came in front of Derek. So wherever Derek was on the grid, I think it was 4 cars in front, I came in. So that put me, I think I was immediately 7th straight away on the first lap, and then it was just a question of being patient and having a fantastic race with Terry and a few others.
But what about that fantastically opportunistic move getting past Ayrton?
Yeah, Ayrton was pushing hard, I was pushing hard. It was just a question who would get a little bit benefit of the traffic, and Ayrton was a little bit unlucky, but I was there ready to hopefully take any opportunity, because I knew I had to be right with him, because he doesn't make any mistakes, or very few. But I just had to be there just in case, and I was very fortunate, an opening arose, and I went for it, and it was very close.